Let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Right here. Right? It says here, this is the last thing he put. He said, okay, Apostle, I will leave it alone. I won't press you. Like, you ain't pressing me. You know what I'm saying? You're not pressing me. Because no matter what you say or ask, I'm going to say the same thing. But at this point, I'm not going to even deal with it. Because I can clearly see that you're not going to get it. It says, I don't want problems. I just want answers. And I gave him answers, but it's not the answer that he wants to hear. Because he has that selective hearing, because there's a spirit there blocking him from getting the truth. And being that he was stung by the IUIC, he's scorned. So he wants to find answers to justify what he's teaching. And then he goes on to say, I don't want problems, I just want answers. That answer is not adequate, I believe. Well, it's not what you believe. The scriptures say, let's go real quick to Romans chapter 3. The answer is not adequate, I believe. And what he asked me about was, what he asked me about Judith 14:10 about Achor. It said all people, it seems to be talking about all peoples. Isaiah 66:23. It's not talking about all people. It's talking about the Israelites. Now, these people here in 1 Kings, the 8th chapter, like I said, those are Israelites. And I explained it by going to Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter. Judith 14, Achor, the scripture said that an Ammonite shall not come into the congregation to the 10th generation. So it doesn't matter if he circumcised himself and he joined himself. That don't mean shit. Now, when the kingdom of heaven is established, all nations will be forced to learn our laws, statutes, and commandments. That's it. Bottom line. And we've said this many times, over and over again. All right? But that answer is not adequate, I believe. And what the answer he's talking about is Romans, the 9th chapter, which I put here, Romans 9:3-5. For I could wish that myself were cursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. My brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises. The other nations didn't receive this. It doesn't matter if they try to convert or join themselves to Israel. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. It says, whose are the fathers, and of whom as concerning the flesh Yahushua came, who was over all power, blessed forever, so be true. And when you read further down, it goes even deeper into it. These promises were given to the seed. The seed of the promise is not all people. Bottom line. So it says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? I don't believe that answer is not adequate, I believe. Okay, well, if it's not adequate, then why are you here? Common sense should tell you, well, they're not giving me the answer that I want, so I'm gonna move on to somebody else that will. Why don't you go join Vocab? Vocab will gladly accept you. Because you're pretty much teaching the same thing that Vocab is teaching, that all nations can be saved. Why don't you go with him? And then he can make you an honorary member on his platform, and you could go and spew your bullshit on there. Because it's not working over here. Don't you get it, dude? It ain't working over here. So won't you go over there, go with them? Because obviously, no matter what we say to you, you already got your mind made up. Your conscience is already seared with a hot iron. And unless the Lord, has mercy and opens up your mind back to this, you're not going to get it. That's the bottom line. So get it. That's the bottom line. So it says, the Most High forbid. Yea, it says, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Yeah. And this is how we become justified, by what the scriptures say. Because what he's doing is the same thing that Edomite was doing, the same thing that Vocab is doing. They're trying to mingle in all people into this. That all people are not a part of this. The first and second covenant both specifically say Israel, Judah. It doesn't say the other nations. When the kingdom of heaven is established, all nations will have to learn our ways, just like we had to learn their ways when we were under their captivities. That's it. So now let's go to Ezekiel, because like I said, I'm done with this individual. I'm not here to play no games, you know. I'm not here to play no cat and mouse game. I'm just here to teach the truth, you know, and that's it. If you can't get it, then move on. You know, go somewhere else where you feel comfortable, where they're going to give you the answers that you want, because you're not going to get them here. And no matter how many times you say this, forget it. Just forget it. Ezekiel 2:3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. Back when Ezekiel wrote this, and even up unto this very day, today, you know, which is what? It's December 19, 2021.